Welcome back to review of horse racing at Caymanas Park. We'll be reviewing Saturday, April 2025, the 5th of April, race meet on a day in which Radish Roman took 4. Radish Roman is now showing the fans that he have every intention to defend his jockey championship. Will Radish Roman be the 2025 jockey champion come the end of the season? As I said earlier, one of the reasons why I didn't do any video on the Jockey's Championship, but was doing videos on the Trainers Championship, was because I'm not entirely sure who will be here come the middle of the year, but I've seen a few persons departing, so it is shaping up for those that remain to be an exciting Jockey Championship, or will it be a runaway win for Radish Roman? Radish Roman now on 30 wins for the season. Wow. In April. Could be on par for yet another season where he passed 100. Tevin Foster not doing as bossy as he did last season up to this point, but let's see what Tevin Foster is made of. There's also Robert Aladdin in the mix, Shane Ellis, some youngster like Tajay Suko doing well, Richie Shakes doing well. Let's see how it will pans out later down in the calendar year. Let me know down in the comment section, who do you think will win the Jockey's Championship? Will it be Radish Roman on a canter, showing Tevin Foster how to defend a huge lead? Or will Tevin Foster be able to really mean or someone else, like a Robert Oddball Aladdin? Let us see what will happen come the end of this calendar year. Anyway, race 1 on Saturday went to Blue Sensation. That was not really a difficult one to spot, even though the books and some of the tipster were saying train of thought. Blue Sensation was probably one of the easier ones to spot on the card, winning a time of 121 flat by half a length in front of Isle Machine, ridden by Radish, the sneaky fox. Roman O'Neill Mullins took that first race for the birthday boy, Peter John Passard. Race number 2 went to Sensational Move. I suspected that one, but 107-4 is no big time for Sensational Move, so that proves that Sensational Move is still not where it should be, even though the condition at the track would have resulted in slightly slower times, but Sensational Move is capable of 105, 106. Was 5.5 lengths in front of Milos, ridden by Robert Aladdin. That was a stone cold exacta. Race number 3, I'm interested. Draw a line through that previous run. I'm interested. Won easily at 1-1, even money. My tip for that race came fourth down the track, all of 50 lengths behind. I'm interested. Was the class horse in that event, but once again, I did not trust I'm interested. Race number 4, Mighty Gully. This was the one that removed 97% of the persons in the pick 6 on the day from the pick 6. Mighty Gully beating another one by a head, and Bowmore by half length. Shane Ellis had a good ride on another one, I must say. And had Shane Ellis rode any of the other 3 horses, they would have won. Trust me on that one. Well, Mighty Gully did win. So if Shane Ellis rode Mighty Gully, it would have won. If Shane Ellis rode Bowmore, it would have won. Ricky Shakes is a competent jockey that should be followed, but Shane Ellis is still the more experienced jockey, and experience is what teaches wisdom. Shane Ellis used all of his experience to outlast Bowmore, but Mighty Gully came creeping in and said, "Tada, goodbye. I am not done yet." Miss Marabella was all the rage in that race and was heavily whispered around the track. That one was scratched from the event. So we don't know how good Miss Marabella is at this point in time. Race number 5 went the way of Galway Bay. Golden Emperor finishing second. The interesting part of that race was Schlesinger running all the way down the track as the 8-5 favorite with O'Neill Mullins. Schlesinger seemed to have seen better days, and I'm hoping that Schlesinger is able to get back to the Schlesinger of old, being beaten all of approximately 20 lengths to a winner that did 51 is not the Schlesinger I'm used to. Race number 6 went to I Am Outstanding. I Am Outstanding winning that 5 straight event in a time of 102.14. Ryan Lewis defending the food for Ian Prasad. Well, for Peter John Prasad. Ian Prasad is the owner, the birthday boy, with yet another win on the card. Race number 7, though, was where all the bawling and weeping took place. Magnificent Force from the camp of Philip Fiani won, beating Rico, and Ruly Mo, American Aviator, and Firecracker. No, Magnificent Force winning that event, the 7th event. I'd expected Magnificent Force to be second behind of American Aviator. Supernatural Power was scratched out of that race, but American Aviator was nowhere to be seen. And with American Aviator being nowhere to be seen, Magnificent Force took command of that race, and a lot of persons who have banked Supernatural Power was left crying by the wayside. Now, interesting to note, there were strong rumors around the track from earlier on in the day that Supernatural Power was going to be scratched. And it was not announced officially until 2:55, approximately 2:55, that Supernatural Power was a scratch. This was after the running of the 6th race that took place at 2:43. A lot of punters, hold on, let me not get this time wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for getting that time wrong. It was actually announced at, let me see what time it was announced. And guys, you can follow the Caymanas Park page on WhatsApp where you get your up-to-date information on how many horses are remaining, how many horses are scratched, and how many tickets remain in the various exotic events. They usually show it on WhatsApp before it is official. So the scratch was announced at 2:55. So yeah, I was correct with the 2:55. And the off time for the 5th race, where the Twilight 6 would have begun, was 3:03. So 8 minutes before the start of the Twilight 6, the scratch was officially announced. It was announced on the live feed at 3:55 and sent at 2:55. Sorry, I'm in a different time zone. It was announced at 2:55 Jamaican time and sent out at 2:58 Jamaican time, which was in my opinion, too short of a notice for punters, considering that the whispers were there from early in the morning. Don't know where the breakdown in communication took place, but come on, we need to do better. Cannot be giving punters 8 minutes notice that are all in favorite on a Twilight 6 ticket would be a scratch. Race number 7, Magnificent Force. After all of that shenanigans, winning, and after Magnificent Force won, prior to Magnificent Force winning, there were 2,071 tickets remaining in the Twilight 6, and it came all the way down to 62. And I'm willing to bet of the 2,008 persons, 2,009 persons who fell by the wayside, I'm willing to bet that at least 1,500 of those persons brought their ticket before hearing about the scratch and was not aware of the scratch. Probably the other 500 heard and took Rico or Unruly Mo and just didn't have Magnificent Force. But people should get information from as early as possible so that they can be able to put together their bet. Race number 8 went to Fly Blue Jet, beating out Lion Charmer. Fly Blue Jet was the obvious winner, and Fly Blue Jet showed why he was the obvious winner, beating the one that I tipped as my outsider in the event, Lion Charmer, for a stone cold exacta of 1,052. I thought that exacta would have paid more, but 1,052 is 20 times your $50. Race number 9, the big one, Atomica. I told you guys not to leave Atomica. Yes, I know Atomica did not win. I know, but another day, Atomica could have won. Atomica was beaten by the ultra fit Barnaby, who left the running late to catch Barnaby, to catch Atomica near the line going 8.5. No, folks, had Atomica held on, wow, it would have been a happy day for me because I have a bias towards the local bred horses in these big races. And Atomica is a very good horse. Let's not forget that. Atomica is a classy horse when Atomica is at 100%. And this is what separates She's a Manita from all the other horses in recent time. She's a Manita has been able to stay fit majority of the time and win majority of our races. I suspect that Atomica is not 100% all the time. If Atomica is 100% all the time, you would have been seeing better races from Atomica. But Omar Walker, I must say, big up to Omar Walker, despite all of the criticism that you have faced in recent time. You're showing that you're still able to be a competent jockey in the saddle. The disappointment in the race was Commandant, who did not finish. Commandant broke down in the event, and Commandant is a very good racehorse, but seems, just like Legacy Isle, to be plagued with issues. Racing is all about who can stay fit and perform on the day. It doesn't matter how good you are. Being able to stay fit consistently, run your races to the best of your ability is what is the key part of racing. The last event went to Tigger Express, winning so easy by all of 11 lengths. In fact, Tigray Express won easier than I expected. I expected about a 5 lengths win in front of Colorado Ranger. But Tigray Express was all of 11 lengths in front of Shiboom for an exactor that paid $1,882. Looking at Shiboom in the parade ring, I was like, Shiboom, look well presented. And Shiboom was going to run a big race. And Shiboom did run a big race, coming second, ahead of the likes of Storm, Big Jewel, and company. Shiboom is one that you need to keep on the right side. Anyway, the major talking points from this race day is the supernatural fiasco. But let's not dwell on the negative. Radish Roman won aboard sensational move at 4-5. I am interested at even money. He won on Fly Blue Jet at 8-5. And he won on Tigray Express at 2-1. Radish Roman fans had a nice day. And his winning ways continued on to Sunday. But Sunday is another video for another time. So stay tuned for Sunday review coming up later today. Peace out for now. This is Spring Screen Review of races for April the 5th. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And be free to leave your comments down in the comment section. I look forward to reading them on a weekly basis. Peace out for now.